Okay, welcome back everyone to my channel. I have a Wi-Fi battle for you today, and it will be a standard battle, although I will be using my UU team. I start off with my Amistar lead, which is a Spike Stealth Rock lead, up against an Exelf. I do surf, expecting the taunt from the Exelf to start off the match, but unfortunately he Thunderbolts, which I should have probably used Stealth Rock, which would have helped me later in the battle. It was nice, however, to get this big chunk out of Exelf, which made it a lot easier to kill once I switched out, as you see I do now, to my Spiritomb. Spiritomb could absorb the Thunderbolt if his elf chose to ring off another one, but he does Psychic, which was even nicer because I don't take any damage. I do Pursuit because he probably has Explosion to go with Thunderbolt and Psychic, which means he can't really do any damage to me anyway, and I don't really want him switching because that would mean he could come back later in the match and explode on something, which is what I really do not want to happen because this team relies a lot on synergy, and if one guy goes, the whole team could go really quick. So he sends in a Luke, which is usually physical, so I do go to my physical wall, which is Wheezing, and as usual, I will burn a physical threat. But hey look, he Dark Pulses, so this is an uncommon specially based Lucario. I still go with my normal plan, though, of burning him because I do see he's taking Life Orb damage, and because of that, he's going to be taking a big chunk of change out of his health just from burn and Life Orb. So I do switch out because despite the special EV investment I have in Wheezing, he's more meant to take one or two special hits and absorb them, not so much stay in and wall them. I bring in Milotic because I know he's going to Flash Cannon, which isn't going to do anything against my Water type, Melodic, and whatever special attack he has I'm not really too concerned about. So I do Surf, and somehow I do outspeed a Lucario with a Melodic. I'm not sure how that happened. Usually Lucario have a lot of investment, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they're naturally faster than Melodic anyway with a higher base speed. So here he comes with a Raikou. I go to my other physical wall, or my special wall, that does not take super effective damage from a Stab Thunder. And regardless, he does take almost half my health out, which kind of scares me. And the Aura Sphere scared me even more because I thought he was going to have enough damage with the super effective to KO. But luckily it doesn't, and I did choose to Soft Boiled, which was a great decision on my part. Because if I would have Calm Minded, I essentially would have taken Fable out of the match. For some reason, he leaves Raikou in, despite the Calm Minding and Soft Boileds. I'm not sure what his line of thought is here, other than he doesn't want to switch into a boosted special attack with anything else. But if you need to use a full health Raikou as death fodder, there might be a few things wrong with your team. But he does stay in. As you can see, I do have no leftover recovery on this Clefable, and that's just by nature of me forgetting to give him leftovers. Her leftovers, excuse me. But it's not a big deal with the soft boiled recovery, especially if he's going to leave a special attacker in. At this point, I do slap a Toxicon because it's going to be faster to kill that way than Calm Minding to max special attack and special defense. And it'll also allow me to stall a little bit more and possibly set up a few more Calm Minds. Although I do think I just Ice Beam and Soft Boiled off damage for the remainder of this. So yes, I do Ice Beam to take out a little bit of health and just speed up the process of him leaving his Raikou and his Death Fodder. I'm surprised he's hitting with Thunder so much. For some reason, those 70% accuracy moves never hit 70% of the time for me, but tend to hit 90 to 100% of the time for my opponents. But I'm sure there's plenty of you that would say the exact same thing. So here we go. I Calm Mind. Not sure why, really. I mean, other than for the reason that I'm going to stall out the Raikou, and I don't really have any motivation to switch into anything else. I figure he'll come out with a physical attacker, and he does with Infernape. So predicting the close combat, I go back to Milotic to take the close combat in the face. This is a max defense, max HP of Milotic, so he takes it pretty well. And I'm going to surf back. I'm not afraid really of any special attack other than Grass Knot, which not many Infernape have in my experiences. So here comes Torterra. The surf does decent damage, but Milotic isn't going to want to take a stab super effective wood hammer. So I go to my Death Fodder, Escargot, because I want to get Wheezing at this guy, but I don't want to switch into any attack, because then I'll risk getting 2-hit KO'd before I can do anything. So I get the free switch in with Wheezing, and this is good because as you can see, Wood Hammer does more than half of what I have left for HP, and Torterra is definitely faster. But because I get the free switch in, I'm able to rest off all the damage and proceed to Sleep Talk to stall out this Torterra. Surprised he left him in. I'm not sure if he thought Stone Edge would do more damage than Wood Hammer, because despite being neutral damage, it has a lower base power and doesn't have stab, which he does discover and goes back to Wood Hammer on his last move here. But neither of them really does any damage. This is when it helps to have a Pokemon that can set up. I, in this situation, probably would have brought in something along the lines of a Nasty Plot 8 or a Dragon Dancer, something that can benefit from my opponent's Pokemon being asleep, rather than just futile attempts at taking it out with a physical attacker that has no business going up against this sort of physical wall. In comes Infernape. I figure he's going to hit me with some sort of special attack, and there you see the Overheat Mist, but I wasn't too concerned. Wheezing has served his purpose as his physical wall, and really I'm just going to let him die and try to do a little bit more damage to this Infernape so I can get my switch in without taking any damage. And there you go, the Overheat hits, KOs my Wheezing, and it's not too big of a deal because I'll get my Milotic in, which is going to be more than sufficient to take care of this Infernape. And here he comes. I believe the Infernape close combats again. There he does. But like the time before, it doesn't do hardly anything. Maybe a little less than a quarter of my total HP. And then the Surf obviously will take care of Infernape. So my opponent brings in his last Pokemon. I believe it's an Umbreon, which could have been annoying if I didn't have Toxic, because I was figuring he'd be Wish Protect, or maybe like a Cursor Wish Protect with Payback, which would have taken a lot longer to finish off. So I go straight to my Clefable to slap on a Toxic to ensure that doesn't happen. And you can see the Synchronize, not a big deal because Dollface has Wonder Guard, and all I really wanted her to do anyway was to set up the Toxic. In comes Pinhead, which is just your standard rapid spin, Hitmontop. Dark Pulse doesn't do much, and I'm just going to rifle off a nice super effective stab, close combat. Psychic, super effective, lacking stab and off of a weak special attack. This does not do very much damage, but the close combat sure does. Gets him down probably to about 10 hit points, and then the Toxic will finish the Umbreon off. So, thanks for watching the video, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.